Welcome, everyone. My name is Nicole from the Framingham State Admissions Office. Tonight, we are excited to welcome some accepted students, and I know we have some parents and guardians out there, so super thrilled to have everyone on board. This session tonight is scheduled for an hour, so we have plenty of time to go through our presentations and then field any questions that you may have. We do ask that the questions be put into the chat throughout the presentations. If it's something that I can quickly respond to for everyone to see in the chat, I will do that. If not, our lovely presenters can, of course, field those questions at the end of their presentation. So I will be monitoring the chat. If it's something that you just have a question for me as the admissions counselor, feel free to private message me as well. So we are going to first turn it over to Stephanie Crane, our Director of Residence Life. And Stephanie's going to go ahead, share her screen, and then we can get started.
Awesome. We rehearsed this, so this should be seamless. And of course I have to share my screen first because this is my 2-screen setup at home is not as seamless. Okay. Am I good, Nicole?
Yep, you are good. Thank you. Looks great.
So I'm Stephanie Crane. I am the Director of Residence Life and Housing at Framingham State University. I have worked at Framingham State for just about 6 years. And I'm really excited to talk to you all tonight about living on campus. Living on campus is really a great opportunity for resident students. It provides them with what we look at as our 3 C's, which is convenience, connections, and community. Convenience, you roll out of bed and go to class. There's no commute. If you have an on-campus job, it's easy to get there. Your access to faculty, we talk about like the meal plans, the meal delivery, everything is right at your fingertips living on campus. It's really convenient to get places and to get to faculty and other resources like CASA, athletic fields, the Ram Tram. There's just so many things on campus that are super convenient for the students. We also talk about the connections that people make, connecting with faculty, staff, and other students. You're going to meet residence hall staff. You're going to meet people at campus events and programs. You're going to have dinner in the dining hall with fellow students and folks. So it's really easy to make connections. And then, of course, the community, making friends, joining clubs, and finding your place here at FSU. So we're really excited about the opportunities that resident students have when living on campus. And it's just a little bit easier if you live there. So I want to, of course, didn't add. Okay. We have the part of the connections piece of this is the staff we have in the residence halls. So the residence hall staff, first and foremost, are our residents and area directors, and the 3 gentlemen on the side, and then Jazz here. That's our current staff. We had a program on campus last week with Nelson Mandela's grandson, and that's who the other person in this photo is. And our staff helped out with that event. But these are the professional staff who oversee a hall or an area. They live on campus, so they live in the area in which they work. I sort of joke to parents sometimes that they're the grown-ups in the halls that oversee the area, but they oversee pretty much all the day-to-day in each of our buildings. And they provide support to the resident student population. They're a fantastic resource. They're really a great group. And they also make up a 24/7 on-call structure that we have on campus. So if there's an issue with a student, we always have a professional staff member who's on call, and then we have another layer of administrators on call above that. So there is a really robust support network, and the area and residence directors are a big part of that. In addition to the professional staff in the halls that your students will interact with, we have 2 different student staff positions as well. So we have the resident assistants, and these folks are the student staff. They oversee a floor or an area in a building. They work to provide support for the residents and students, help create that sense of community through programming and other things. And also they're a fantastic referral and resource agent for the students. So they will help with all sorts of things from social to academics and getting folks connected where they need to get connected. We do a very robust training, which is what this photo is of, is all of our A's a few years ago, and some of our administrators at a RA training, but they come back to campus about 3 weeks early in order to get all the training they need to best support the students in the halls. And then the last group of staff that I like to talk about are security desk attendants. Our residence halls have 24/7 secure access. So unless you live in the hall, you're the only one that has access to it. And at the security desk, you have to scan in, and the security desk attendants will scan the ID of the resident student, and their face pops up on a monitor, and they're able to determine whether or not the person that's scanning in is permitted to be in the building. And they also help sign in guests. And they also are another referral agent. So the desk is 24/7. So if a resident has a question and is having trouble finding someone, the security desk attendant can get help for the student, whether that is finding a residence life staff member, contacting campus police. It's just another really great student position that helps to secure the halls and make them a safe and fun environment. And so what everybody's wondering about is the residence halls. What are they all about? So we have 6 residence halls, and they have a variety of different room types. So we've got about 1,600 beds on campus. The halls range from 100 to 400 residents. And we also have vacation period housing. So most of our halls will close for Thanksgiving, winter, and spring breaks, but we have 2 residence halls that actually stay open, Larned Hall and Miles Bibb Hall. If folks need to stay during breaks, want to stay during breaks, we have that as an option for them. So our residence halls are Corinne Hall Towers, which is the tallest building in Framingham. And that is a traditional corridor style room. So if you've been on a tour on campus, you've actually seen inside Corinne Hall Towers. And that has more of our traditional rooms. We also have suites in Miles Bibb Hall, which is our only hall that is restricted to upper class students. So first year students are not able to live there. We have conjoined rooms. We have what we call double doubles in West Hall, which are sort of mini suites, I call them, which are 2 double rooms that share like an entryway and a bathroom. So some of the shared areas in West Hall and in Miles Bibb have shared semi-private baths. I'll never call it a private bathroom because it's never going to be a bathroom just for you, but it'll be a smaller unit of folks that are using that bathroom. So in West Hall, for example, 4 students would share a shared bath as a part of their unit. So we really have a ton of different room types depending on what style of living that you want to be a part of. And if you have visited campus and you've seen Corinne Hall Towers, I truly recommend, this is a plug for another admissions event, but I truly recommend coming back for our admitted student stays in the spring, because we actually open every single residence hall for the spring, those admitted student stays, and you can see each one of them to help make an informed decision about where you want to live when you come to campus. Our website and our YouTube channel, which if you want to take a picture of this slide to look at the QR codes later, we have a set of YouTube videos that are tours in every room type we have. And we also have some links and photos on the Residence Life website off the Framingham State page as well, that will also give you small tours of the rooms. These are just a couple of pictures of the rooms that we have. These 2 on the right-hand side are West, and then the beautifully decorated double room is in Larned, and then this is just one of the lobbies in one of the halls. So we have some photos, we have some videos. I recommend taking a look at them because all of our buildings are really unique, and have their own personalities. And so it's really worthwhile taking a look at the videos. Also, oops, that's too many clicks. Also in our halls, we do have living learning communities. So these are in Corinne Hall Towers. We have themed floors, and we have a social justice floor, a health and wellness floor, an academic high achievement floor. And then this year we started a floor called Rainbow Road, which is our LGBTQ plus floor, which is actually on the 11th floor, so the penthouse of towers. I don't know how else to describe it. It's the top floor. So from the lounge, you can, on a clear day, you might be able to see Boston. It's Nicole's laughing because it's like a fine view, but it's not actually that I mean, it's fine. But that's been a really cool floor, and that community really came together this year, and we are excited to see how this is thriving and how we're able to support students on these floors. And we partner with different offices with some of these floors as well. So health and wellness, we partner a lot with wellness education and the student group called the SEALs that are health educators for that office. They come in and do programming. Leah actually came to a health and wellness program last semester, I believe, on the health and wellness floor to talk about healthy eating. So we do a lot of great partnerships and a lot of thematic programming with these halls, these floors. So it is another sort of dynamic way that you can get involved and find community in the residence halls. Also, residence hall programming is a big thing. The RAs and the professional staff will put on over 100 programs a semester. So there's always something going on in the residence halls, whether it is a low-key movie night, some sort of craft, watching a sports game. There's been a lot of succulent planting over the years. And there's usually some sort of food component. But the idea is getting folks together and helping people find community within the residence hall. So there's always a ton of programming happening. And then everybody always asks, well, what does new student housing look like and how do I do it? So everything goes through our MyRes Life portal. That's where the housing application is. And you don't really have to worry about this right now. This will be a little bit later in the next few months, but we do offer self-selection. So students are able to fill out the housing application and then come back into the portal and select their own room. And I joke with folks that if you can shop on Amazon, you can select your own room. The portal is very intuitive, and we have a whole bunch of filters that you can filter by. So if you want a double room in Towers on the Rainbow Road floor and you want a micro fridge in your room, you can filter like that and it'll produce options for you to pick from. And you just click and then you check out like you would with shopping. It's very easy. And we also send a lot of admissions and works with us to send everyone a lot of videos and information on how to do it. So I tell people not to stress about this process. You can choose alone, you can choose with desired roommates, and if you don't want to choose, you don't have to. The application that you'll fill out will ask you a bunch of interest questions about what you're looking for, where you'd like to be living. And then after self-selection, we'll do placements for folks. So there really isn't a lot of stress involved with it, and we're always happy to help along the way. But that's sort of the highlights of that process. But a lot of information gets sent out about this. So I tell people not to worry too much about it. You'll get all the info you need around it. And then honestly, that's sort of my like 10-minute spiel on residence life. So I didn't know if folks had questions, wanted to ask questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. The chat is open, just a reminder to everyone. So again, if you do think of anything, feel free to throw it in the chat. I don't see anything in there yet. We'll give it a minute though before we transition to dining. And I did want to share a couple of just little items, and then I'll do the question that just popped up, or we can answer that, Stephanie. So I did want to, of course, reiterate, Stephanie mentioned accepted student days. So yes, we do have 2 accepted student days scheduled for this spring. Those are going to be March 29th and April 5th. These are divided by majors. So, you can look at the lists on the website to determine which day where your major will actually be represented, meaning they will have a session for you to attend for that major. If you're unable to attend the day of your major, that's quite all right. You can still attend the other day, the alternative day, and you will still have the opportunity to meet with the deans and perhaps some faculty from that department for questions, but the deans will be at both for you to talk to them, the dean of each college that your major is housed within. So again, March 29th, April 5th. You can register. We do strongly recommend that you pre-register just so we have an idea of who will be attending. And I encourage you all to visit framingham.edu/accepted. You will see the RSVP to get registered for Accepted Student Days, as well as a lot of other great info to take all those next steps to becoming a RAM. The other thing I wanted to mention is we do have a incoming student Instagram page. So students, feel free to join us at the handle is at new to the number 2 Fram State. So it's new to Fram State. So be sure to follow us there. We'll be posting all different things throughout the spring for accepted students, different news, reminders for sessions like tonight, stuff like that. And then, of course, our deposit deadline is May 1. So we want to just, of course, remind everyone of that. Stephanie, we have a couple questions. When do you typically fill out the housing form?
So typically what we do is we sort of coincide the opening of the housing form with the admitted student stays. So typically that will be when you can actually go in and fill out the form. And that's sort of step 1. And then there's plenty of time. It's not that complicated of a form, but you do, like, we ask for emergency contact and some other things that, might take a minute to wrangle a phone number or something. And then it sort of leads into the next question, which was, when do students hear back about the housing form? So you can do the housing form as early as you'd like, really, and once it's open. And then on the beginning of June, we actually open the portal back up for self-selection. So you'll submit your form and then actually be able to go back in and select your own room starting on, I believe it's June 10th, which we are also we're also, pairing up with.
Schedule.
Yeah, we're scheduling. I'm like, why can't I think of, we have
I got you.
a residence hall preview night that we scheduled for that same day. So that evening we'll also we'll invite folks to campus if they want to come and go in and see the halls again. On the same time the portal opens to and then you can ask questions, see different rooms and stuff. So we're sort of coordinating things together. So, but if you don't self-select, you will get your housing assignment before the July 4th, right after the July 4th holiday. So we will send everything. We leave the portal open for a couple of weeks to let people select rooms, and then we'll do all the self-selection. And then right after the July 4th holiday, we will send out housing confirmations to everyone. So it's sort of a start, wait a minute, do another little thing. And then if you select your own room, and on June 10th, you go in, you select your own room, and you're like, I'm living in this building in this room. You're done at that point. We'll send confirmations to you and everything else and reminders. But it's sort of a self-guided process. And then the website, I think that was to you, Nicole.
Yeah, Anya, you're looking for the accepted student website? I will put that in the chat. If I'm wrong, then just let me know. I'll link to the housing website for you. I'll just put it in anyway.
And then the freshmen are okay. Online, it said that typically freshmen are not likely to get single rooms. Is there a way income a student to boost the likelihood to get a single room? So we always do have single rooms available. If an entire incoming class wants a single room, we don't have that available. But we tell people the earlier they do things, the earlier you sign on and select your room, that kind of thing will increase your likeliness of getting a single room. I personally, I lived in a double room when I was in college. I love the community aspect of, having a roommate and everything else, but I get that folks want a different living experience, and that's fine. So the best advice that I would have about getting the rooms would be to do things early. So pay attention to email, fill out your housing form. When you get information on when you can go in and self-select, going in there and doing it earlier. And then does the room you pick change tuition pricing? It doesn't change your tuition pricing, but the room pricing is different based on building. Off of the Residence Life and Housing website, there is that Nicole just linked. is, oh, she even linked where the pricing is. Great. It's all listed there.
Too.
It depends on the room type and the building. So a double room in Towers is going to cost different than a premium single in Larned. And the great thing about the way the selection portal works is, I should have taken screenshots of this, but you'll see it when you get all the information on how to pick housing. There are these little cards that have a description of what the room is, and it actually lists the price per semester on that card as well. So you'll be able to see that this is a double room in Towers Hall, and it costs X amount of dollars for each semester. So we really try to be upfront with the pricing so you know what it is that you're signing up for.
If anyone wants to copy down that last page that I put in, each hall is a separate link. It says what does it say? Something quick facts and amenities. Just expand that section under each photo of the halls and the pricing.
Can you see the website now?
Information is there, just so is just framingham.edu/accepted. And I'll put the new Instagram in as well.
I think I'm sharing the website as well too. So I think you can, am I not?
I don't see it yet.
Okay, no, it did not. Great. Then I failed Zoom today, but
Me
that's
too.
fine. But yeah, as Nicole said, it really does list each hall. And there also is a housing cost page as well. That's this year's cost. Next year's cost might be slightly different depending on some things with the board and everything else and how that works, but it will give you a ballpark.
Awesome. All right, we will go ahead and transition into dining services, but if any other housing questions are still out there, the chat is just open, so feel free to put them in. We can always answer all questions after the dining presentation. So I'm going to turn it over to our campus dietitian, Leah, and her colleague, who is our field marketing specialist, Taylor. Ladies, the floor is yours. Go ahead and share your screen and introduce yourselves, and I will be monitoring the chat.
Awesome. Can you see our screen?
Yes, we can. Looks
Perfect.
great.
So my name is Leah. I am the campus dietitian with Sodexo. I have been working with dining services for 5 years now, but I was actually also a student at FSU myself. I went here from 2013 to 2017. So I've been in a unique position where I've seen things from the student perspective as well as later on.
I'm Taylor. I started with Sodexo about a year ago. I've been with Framingham State for roughly 6-7 months. I'm the field marketing specialist. I've been doing marketing for a couple of years. But we're just basically here to talk to you about the resident dining experience that you'll have on campus, as well as some dietary services that we offer to you as well. Let's see if it works.
There we go. So this is a little bit of our dining team right here. I won't go into like the nitty gritty of each position, but we essentially work collaboratively to make sure that all of our students have a great dining experience. So the team is meant to essentially be friendly faces that students get to recognize and they can go to every day while they're down in our dining hall or one of our retail locations to go to if they have any questions or need anything at all. Myself as the campus dietitian, I do a few different things with dining services. Students see me out a lot doing tablings. Students are welcome to meet with me free of charge. It's included with their tuition if they have any dietary concerns, want to learn how to eat healthier, if they have food allergies and need anything, as well as student accommodation. So if any students have any medical conditions or dietary restrictions that would require an accommodation, they're welcome to speak with me. Whereas Taylor, for instance, she does marketing. She does a bunch of fun promotions all the time in our dining hall. Our calendar is literally packed with different events that happen every single week, whether that is making sure we have different like holiday dinners or just fun events for the students to really make their dining experience exciting.
All right, so I'm going to dive into a little bit of some of the offers that we have in resident dining. So we have quite a few retail locations on top of our resident dining program, so you really do have a lot of options. So we do a lot of limited time offers, whether that be at our Ram's Den Grill location. So we did the Jimmy Buffett Paradise Cheeseburger. We'll do special rotations at some of our dining stations like Magellan's. They'll do different types of Mediterranean dinners. We'll do different omelets, breakfast sandwiches, etc. for lunch and brunch. We also have pop-up restaurants, which we call our virtual dining concepts. Those typically run out of our Ramsden Grill location. Right now, we offer like Mr. Beast Burger, NASCAR refuel wings, pardon my cheesesteak. And then, much like Leah said, we do weekly promotions, whether it's a nutrition pop-up to help you guys focus on mindful choices, making healthier choices here on campus, or meeting Sam the Ram, doing some dining trivia, FSU trivia. You get great prizes like Beats headphones, dining dollars. So we do that quite often to keep your dining experience exciting. These are our campus restaurants. We have about 7 restaurants across 3 campus buildings. So we have Sandella's, which it's our flatbread cafe. We recently just opened our frozen fusion bar there, which offers milkshakes and smoothies. So we'll do a monthly flavor each month. We are working with some students to maybe create a student creation that you guys can try each month. We use fresh ingredients. We have gluten-free flatbreads to make sure it's inclusive to everybody. We also offer mobile ordering, so you can order ahead if you're in a rush between classes and just pick it right on up. We also have our Red Barn Coffee Roasters located in the Whitmore Library. It's a convenient grab and go. So we offer our Simply To Go program, which you can get some sandwiches, fruit cups, something quick to get on your way to class, as well as gourmet coffee. We typically do a monthly special there as well. In December, we offered peppermint lattes. And then in our McCarthy Center, this is really the hub for all of our dining locations and operations. So we have Ramsden Grill, which focuses on your burgers, your French fries, your chicken fingers. We also offer some more mindful options where you can substitute, maybe instead of a burger bun, you can do a lettuce wrap, or you can get a side of, celery sticks instead of French fries. We also have our snack bar, which is our grab and go sandwiches, wraps, salads, gum, candy, anything you could possibly need on your way to class or just to kind of get you through. And we also offer Dunkin' Donuts. That's on our 3rd floor of the McCarthy building, coming right in off State Street. And that they will house all your favorite coffees, drinks, and donuts. And then we're going into the resident dining events. So this is kind of an example of one of the photo booths that we had throughout the years. And at
So like we said before, with dining, we believe the foundation is fun. The dining experience for students is essentially meant to build community. Everybody eats. We want to make sure it's as fun of an environment as possible for our students, as well as have as much variety as possible. So this right here is a quick glimpse into some of our stations in our main dining hall. So you can see we have a whole different variety of different options students can choose from. We do go by a swipe basis. So once you enter into the dining hall, it's all you care to eat style. So you can eat as much as you want from as many different stations as you want. So just to kind of dive in very quickly to what some of these are, we have Magellan's. This is actually for breakfast and lunch. It is our omelet / breakfast sandwich station, which at night it turns into basically an international themed station. You Cook is exactly as it sounds. It's a station where students actually get to cook themselves. So we have a bunch of pre-cooked protein options out, raw vegetables, rice, pasta, different sauces, seasonings. Students can go and create their own stir-fry dishes, pasta dishes, stuff like that. And then Savory Custom Kitchen. This is essentially our main line. This is what we consider our comfort classics almost. So our menu is across the board. It can be a variety of quite literally any type of food. Rustic Roots, that is our vegan station. So that station is free from all animal products. Simple Servings, I will talk about a little bit more, as well as Simple Zone in about 2 seconds, but essentially that's our allergen friendly station. Stacked is our deli bar. Mix is our salad bar. Slices is our pizza station. Spoonful is our soup options. Sizzle is our grill station. So everything from like hamburgers, quesadillas, chicken nuggets or chicken sandwiches, stuff along that line. Quick Fix kitchen pantry that is our breakfast nook. So you'll find things from coffee to different drinks, cereals, bagels, all that fun stuff. And then Bliss is our dessert station. So Simple Servings is fully enclosed kitchen. So it is free of almost the top 9 allergens. I say almost because we include gluten, so that's also omitted. However, for fish, we will serve whole fillets of fish. So we'll never use things like fish sauce where a student couldn't identify it, but we will do things like a fillet of salmon, for instance. But essentially, this station, we don't use any ingredients that include these allergens, and it is a fully enclosed kitchen. So it uses its own cookware, utensils. It has its own like walk-in fridge and like hot holding. So when we get food deliveries, the food that's meant to be served at this area will go up directly to that station. It is separated from all the other stations. We use the purple color coding system. So pretty much every precaution we can take to help ensure the reduction of cross contact, this is our area for those students. And then Simple Zone is actually our peanut, tree nut, and gluten-free area. So this area has a bunch of like gluten-free products like breads, bagels, pastries, the whole cereals, a bunch of different like condiments that are separated. That way students who have food allergies don't have to worry about cross contact with, you know, maybe the big tub of cream cheese that is out by our normal breakfast area. This station also will have its own toaster oven, and microwave as well. So students who have things, things like celiac disease, they can feel comfortable and safe eating. For all students that have any food allergies or any dietary restriction at all, I always recommend that they reach out to me personally prior to them coming here, so I can either give them a tour, walk them through all of their options, and really just make sure they know of all the resources available to them prior to them coming here or pretty soon after move-in. And that is my email right there as well, which you can also find on our website. As I mentioned earlier as well, students have the ability to meet with me if they have any dietary concerns or just want to set up a nutrition counseling session. So any students who have food allergies and maybe are looking for some sort of accommodation, maybe, the student has an allergy to something like tomatoes or garlic, things that are not typically restricted or labeled. For students who are maybe just looking to eat healthier on campus, it's the first time away from home and eating food that maybe their parents didn't make, students will meet with me for items like that. Vegan or vegetarian eating. If your student's going to be a student athlete, I get a lot of students who come to me for sports nutrition, weight concerns, anything of that sort. So a quick semester at a glance. Students will usually see me doing different events or promos during our dining hall. Today, for instance, we called it Mindful Mocktails, where we talked about like building your own electrolyte drinks and stuff like that. I have a variety of different health and wellness handouts for students that are available if they want them. I'll do nutrition presentations to certain groups on campus or sports teams, as well as that counseling we talked about. Mindful is actually our healthy eating program. So students who are looking for an easy way to identify healthy dining options, we actually will have a logo that specifies that's part of the Mindful category, which you can see right there. That's that like little swirly icon to make it easy for students to identify what is considered a healthier option. These will actually come up on our digital signage. So when students come into our dining hall, above each station, there's going to be like flat screen TVs that list what our menu is. That's where they can also find things like our allergen information, if any of our menu items have food allergens in there. And then as well as these icons. So we'll label if something is plant-based, vegetarian, vegan, hits that Mindful criteria, which you'll also be able to see on our Everyday app, which we will talk about.
And then Framingham State Dining, we are committed to creating a sustainable dining experience. So we work with Mass Impact, which is our goal to create a positive economic impact on the state of Massachusetts. So we typically do go through local vendors to create an inclusive market and opportunities for local producers, aggregators, and fisheries. So these are some of the local vendors that we use. Red's Best is based right out of Boston. We get fresh catch of the day. Typically, anytime we have this on our menu, we do have a special screen and a QR code that you can scan, and it'll tell you the background behind the fisherman, the vessel that the fish was caught on, what the fish is. We also use popular brands like Gorillic, New England Coffee, and New England Ice Cream. We also ensure that we tackle food waste here, any overproduction that we have from any of our, whether it's a station takeover or anything left over from lunch or dinner. We do have a partnership with Rescuing Leftover Cuisine. They come and collect the leftover foods and distribute it to those in need. And we also offer our Ramsey bag, which is our version of a doggy bag. So typically, students who are interested in this, they can sign up for our text notifications. These can include anything from desserts to plated dinners, etc. So keep an eye out for those when you're on campus.
Ramsey is our campus therapy dog,
Yes.
by the way. So that's where Ramsey bag comes into play, like doggy bag. He's real cute.
We also offer our Eat, Wash, Repeat program. So this is our green container program. Students can purchase a green container right through our website. Basically what that means is if you are unable to make it to a meal period due to like practice, you have class, etc., you can come in with the green container. Our staff will fill it for you for whatever you choose, and you can take it back to your dorm. You eat it on your time. And then when you are ready to return it, you just give us the dirty container. You pick up another green carabiner, and you can go ahead and use that any meal period at any time. This is just a sample of our meal plans. These prices may change into the next year, but we do offer a variety of plans to meet the needs of all students. So we have the value plan, which is 19 swipes per week, and you also get 10 guest passes. So you can bring family, friends, you can use a guest pass. We also have some plus plans, which include dining dollars. Dining dollars are basically just our cash equivalent that you can use at any of our retail locations on campus. We also have block plans for off-campus students, so like our commuters, and those will go per year or per semester.
Those go per semester.
So you get 25 swipes per semester, or if you get the 50 block, you get the 50 block per semester. And those will also, some of those plans will also come with the dining dollars that you can use.
And all resident students are required to have a meal plan. Commuter students, it is optional. So I usually recommend for commuter students to look at their schedule. If you're going to have classes like earlier in the day and later in the day, most of those commuter students will opt to have a meal plan just because it gives them, an easy way to come in, get food, hang out for a bit, a spot to get some work done while waiting for the next class and having lunch.
And this is our everyday app. This is our mobile ordering app. It also functions as if you want to see what's on the menu before coming down to the dining hall. You can put in the location. You can check the Dining Commons menu. You can also order from Ramsden Grill, Sandella's, Dunkin' Donuts. Anytime during the day, they'll bring it right to your dorm, right to the building where your classroom is. So we use KiwiBot. So these are our little robots that will deliver the food right to you. So if you don't want to go out, if it's raining, snowing, go ahead and use these little guys. They'll get your food to you. They're very cute. Love them. And then we also have a program that's what we call Experiences Matter. So the student dining experience matters to us, which is why all of our teams go through Sodexo's award-winning customer service training twice a year. So you will notice on campus when you come to visit or when you move in, we have these happy or not kiosks around the dining commons. Please feel free to leave us feedback on how we're doing, what you'd like to see. You'll also see some QR codes on posters that say, "Thanks for making my day." There you can nominate employees, dining staff employees, about if they went over the top to help you, or they just went ahead and made your day by being nice, helping you meet your accommodations, stuff like that. We also offer Send a Little Love from Home. So these are gift from home options. These are available right through our store. So this is mostly for, parents or loved ones of students coming onto campus. They can go ahead and submit a personal note and send their students healthy snack packs. We offer jars of Otis Spunkmeyer cookies. You can send them cupcakes for their birthday. Right now, we're also offering some specials on there. You can donate a meal plan, and those meal plans will go to students in need here on campus. And then this is just our Stay Connected page. Please feel free to follow us for any dining updates. We do post on there daily. So you guys can kind of take a peek on what we've done this past semester for the holiday dinners, pop-ups, Sam the Ram, collaborating with other communities on campus. We also have the MyD text. This will be those text notifications I was talking about. We use those for LTOs, Ramsey bags, parent information, meal plan information, any specials we're going to do through mobile ordering or free delivery. And that is all we have.
Awesome. Thank you guys. And I did just pop in the chat Ramsey's Instagram. If anyone wants to go back and follow Ramsey, we love him. You know him, you love him, so feel free to follow. Stephanie, when did you say the housing form becomes available to fill out? A little later in
It'll
spring?
probably be, I would say, March, end of
Oh,
March.
right.
So right around the first
Right
year during
around.
Students' Day.
Yep. Awesome. So again, just so everyone's aware, our accepted students days are March 29th and April 5th. I have my little cheat sheet on my desk over here. So March 29th, April 5th, accepted students, you should be receiving, if you haven't already, a save the date, and the different list of majors will be on there. But again, if you go to framingham.edu/accepted, you can see all the information there. If you can't find it, give us a call or email admissions and we're happy to direct you. All right. All right, we'll give it another 30 seconds. So get your questions in the chat now. I don't see anything else right now. And of course, you can always reach out to, again, to admissions or to Res Life directly or to dining. If you need help getting connected with one of those offices, please just start with admissions. You guys should have our contact info by now, and we're happy to provide the right contact info for you. You're welcome. You're very welcome, everyone. We're glad everyone gave us a little bit of their time on this Thursday. I know evenings are tough. It's busy. Everyone has things going on. So we truly appreciate everyone tuning in. You're welcome. Oh, this was great. Oh, that makes my heart so happy. Yay. Awesome. All right. Well, everyone, thanks so much. We'll go ahead and wrap up there. Feel free to sign off. I'm going to end the recording and hope to see everyone at Accepted Student Days, March 29th, April 5th. See you there. Stephanie, Leah, Taylor, I'll see you all there. Thank you guys. Have a great night.